Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you hear me. We are live. That's awesome. Hey, guys. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday or I guess early Monday morning. And our friends in Australia and New Zealand. And speaking of New Zealand, wasn't those AvSpec hanger? Isn't that amazing? I'm still going crazy thinking about how many awesome airplanes they were over there. Very, very cool. The chat's been blowing up. Thank you, guys. Um, Whew, this it's going pretty good. How's everybody doing today? Let's just start off with a question here. We got Julian Bolt. How long till Buffalo will have to buy more turboprops like Dash 8s? Also, Buffalo should consider buying a Twin Otter. Well, funny thing is, we actually have more turboprops than radial engines right now, which is a not a more I guess it's not a really well known fact because of social media, where 95% of people that are exposed, probably even maybe even 99% of people that are exposed to Buffalo Airways is through social media and PlaneSavers and content that isn't physical. It's digital. So that content is mostly DC3, C46s, and Electras. So that's what people like. That's what we're known for. So that's what you see. But the reality is okay. Let's do some math here. Radial engines. We got C46, two C46s, two DC3s that are operating for the winter. That's JKM, LFR, AVO, TPO. What else do we have? Okay, let's just throw in the Norseman and N3N. Yeah, so you got those airplanes. There's six airplanes, six radial engine airplanes. And then let's do turbines. Well, there's 5 King Air 100s. So that's 10 radials right there. There's 4 Electras. So 4 times 4, that's 16 turbines right there. We got 2 Turbo Commanders. That's another 4 turbines. 8 Air Tractor 802s, brand new. So these airplanes only have about 200 hours on them. So that's another 8 turbines. I know I'm missing something. Yeah. So So when you actually do the math, there's actually a lot of turbine engines. So I guess the question really is, it's not, are we going to buy more turbines? The question is, are we going to get a different type of airplane? And so yeah, you never know. You just never know. It's always customer orientated. Sorry, my phone's just blowing up here right now for some freaking strange reason. But yeah, so it's always customer orientated, meaning the reason why we don't have 5 DC3s flying and we have 5 King Air 100s flying is because there's work for 5 King Airs with bird dogs and charter work, and because of how people travel around the north, it gets really expensive and really why is my phone going wonky? Okay, here. Sorry, I got to turn something off here, folks. Okay, there you go. So yeah, so why is this phone anyway? So anyway, I'm going to just turn that off so I don't hear that. Okay, so yeah, everything is based around customers. So they're 10, 15 years ago, DC3s are very popular because that was really the only way they would, way that customers can get their stuff delivered in the way they want to. Now runways have got better. Freight is changed quite a bit. So stuff goes in most likely on skeds and that kind of stuff. It's very, very, very weird, but yeah. So yeah, that was kind of a little bit of a tangent to start off. Anderson is saying I vote for the Convair 580 or 5800. Yeah, these are airplanes again at the end of their life cycle, just like everything. Whoa, what we got here? Grant Wall. Oh, thank you, Grant. What's happening with the P3? Does it have a contract? Well, the P3. Hopefully, I'll be making episodes. So, yeah, thank you, Grant, for the donation. That's amazing. So what Grant's talking about is if you don't really know, we have a P3, which was Tanker 22, that used to be Aero Union. And we are currently working with a company called Airstrike that are in Sacramento, California. And they are fixing the aircraft up to be available for firefighting this summer. Now, there's contracts in place. I can't really talk about that, I guess. You know how business is. But there is contracts in place for that aircraft to fly if it becomes available. We're, fingers crossed, we've been working on it. In fact, I was just going through emails here. Oh, just fancy things like the FAA needs to know where the paperwork is at all times so they can, you know, audit it and stuff like that. Weird stuff. So anyway, that is what we're going through right now. So the answer, Grant, is does it have a contract? Technically, yes and no. It only has a contract if it can fly. If it can fly, it will be under a contract. If it can't fly, there is no contract. So it's kind of like a singer. You know, the singer has to get to stage to be able to perform. If not, they have to refund all the tickets. Whew. Hopefully that made a little bit of sense. But I'll be explaining that more in its own episode. We're going to take the King Air, probably VMI, the 100. We're going to fly down to Sacramento and see everybody down there. I introduce you to all the crew that are working on the airplanes. A couple guys lost their house in the Paradise Fire in California. Yeah, crazy stuff. But these are really, really down-to-earth, awesome guys working on this airplane. Very, very cool. I talk to them on Instagram all the time. Father and son team too. Really cool. Leo, thank you. Leo, is this Australian Leo 500 horsepower V8? Is that Leo? Let me know if that's you. Right here in the super chat. Thank you, Leo. Bjorn, man, thank you, Bjorn. Did you ever rent your aircraft out for skydiving purposes? Yes, yeah, technically. I'll get into that a little bit here. I'll explain that a little bit. Chris Manigan, greetings from Ireland. Love what you're doing. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Chris. Huge thank you. I'd always want to go to Ireland, as you can tell. You know, Michael Patrick McBryan. You can't get more Irish than that, unless it was like Shamrock O'Houlihan, you know, Guinness. But Bjorn, did you ever rent out your aircraft for skydiving purposes? So getting into that is, yes, we WZS, a little known fact now most people don't know, is that it spent most of the late 80s and early 90s in the Yukon actually doing smoke jumpers. And if you don't know what smoke jumpers are, it's literally firefighters with parachutes that jump in the fires. Like, you couldn't get any more masculine than that. Like it doesn't matter if you're, you know, if you're an ice pilot, an ice road trucker, or a deadliest catch, or whatever. Imagine being a firefighter that jumps out of a World War II airplane into a forest fire as your job. Now that would be one heck of a TV show. So yes, that airplane was under contract for that.